Greetings to all my 10th grade children. I am here for the history class today. Today we are going to deal with the topic cause of the war. Last class we saw the causes of the war. Now this class we are going to see the cause of the war. Let's see what are the topics we are going to deal with today. The topics are two warring camps, Central Pass, Allies, Tsars about attempts for peace, war in Western or French front, battles of Tannenberg and Marne, Battle of Verdun, war in Eastern or Russian front, minor theatres of war in the Middle East, in the Far East, in the Balkans, fate of colonies of Germany in Africa, Italy falls to Austrian onslaught, Central Pass victories, naval battles and America's entry into the war. These are the topics today we are going to deal with today. Two warring camps, central figures. Now here the countries are divided into two. The first one is Central Pass and the second one is Allies. Central Pass are included Germany, Austria-Hungary, Turkey and Bulgaria. So these are the countries who are in cooperation with Germany and they are termed as Central Pass. But the other group is called as the Allies and they are the opposite of the Germany cooperators. So what are they? Is Russia, France, Britain, Italy, the United States, Belgium, Serbia, Romania and Greece. These are called as Allies. Now here Germany is the superpower in the group and here Germany is not supported by Italy. So always Italy has a clash with Germany and here Britain, France and Italy had a treaty which was a secret treaty called Treaty of London and there Italy goes with Britain and France and it becomes a part of Allies. So Germany has always a clash with Italy and finally Italy agreed to enter the war against Central Pass. So that's the first thing. And the next topic is Allies. In Allies you already know which are the countries and here Romania and Greece declared war on Central Pass. Here they themselves are deciding to have a war against the Central Pass but they were not able to do properly because they were a little bit weaker when compared to Germany, so they were not able to complete their war properly and it was two wars, 1916 and 1917, but Americans remained neutral. That means they were keeping quiet and they were not able to do. So US gave aid to Britain and France. Later what they are doing is US was in support to France and Britain, but Romania and Greece was having a clash against the Central Pass. So it was not so successful and that was happening here in 1916 and 1917. The next one is Tsars about attempts for peace. Now Tsar Nicholas of Russia, from Russia, the person called Tsar is inviting that Central Pass to have a world peace. So they are signing again two treaties. Two peace conferences were happening in Hague in Holland. This is a very important thing. In 1899 and 1907 and Russia fought on the side of Allies. Russia was standing for the Allies and it was asking for the Central Pass to have a peaceful agreement so that the world will become in a peaceful condition. So still they signed it. Even though they signed it, it was not so successful. It was happening in the place called Hague in Holland. The next one is war in the Western or French front. This was Germany had a clash, a small war, and they had that war on Belgium. When Belgium was doing it, Paris was supporting them, actually France, and when France was supporting them, Paris was a little bit weak and Paris was not able to give all the military energy, military support, financial support and all other support. So what is happening is Paris become a weaker part and weaker side. So in a month Paris become quiet in that war. So he was not able to put his full energy in the war. So that is the war in the Western or French front. So the cause of in this topic we are going to see all small wars which are taking place in this time period. Now the next one is battles of Tannenberg and Marne. In Russians were targeting for the East Prussia. East Prussia was a part of Germany and Germany when Russians was attacking East Prussia, Germany attacked Russia. Finally Russia was defeated and the Battle of Tannenberg Russia suffered a great loss because Russia was not having a very well equipped army and very well equipped military force. So what is happening is Russia suffered a great loss. French army came for the help. They gave some effort, but the Germans in the Battle of Marne in September 1914, French succeeded somehow. Somehow they succeeded, and it was really a memorable one for the Allies. So that was the trench warfare. It is going to lead to the trench warfare. We can see what is meant by trench warfare. Trench warfare is nothing but they will be digging so many dugouts inside that under the earth planes. You can see here. Inside this, they'll be having all the supplies, even if it is an ammunition, even if it is a weapon, even if it is a food supply, even if they want to communicate with anyone, they will be communicating from these trenches. So inside these trenches, they'll be hiding inside, and at times they'll be shooting or attacking the opposite people from here. This is the trench warfare. Let's see what is meant by trench warfare. Trenches or ditches. The ditches shows that it's a deep pit inside the earth. So you can see dug by the troops. These soldiers only will be digging it, and it is a very good system. It is used in the warfare. So it is a very nice thing. You cannot be easily attacked by the enemies, and you can hide and you can attack them. So that system they followed here. Soldiers to safely stand, protect from enemy fire. When enemies fire, you'll be easily safeguarding yourself and your companions. That is the main aim of this trench, and all your supplies will be there inside your trenches, in your ditches. So 4 trench lines, that is 2 to 4 trench lines, they'll be parallel. Parallel, you know, in the same way, opposite direction, but it will not be touching. So in the parallel way, they'll be having trenches dug in a type of zigzag manner. So zigzag will go like this, and that will be parallel. So in that way, 4 types of zigzags they'll be having. So you can see that here and there they will be having, here it's starting and it's coming here like this zigzag way. They have these trenches, linking trenches. Here certain trenches having links also. There only they give food, mail, ammunition, fresh troops, shelter and survive. If anyone is attacked also, they are given first aid even inside the trenches. They have such a facilities in the trenches. That is the trench warfare. Next one, Battle of Verdun. In Battle of Verdun, Germans is attacking the Verdun, and 2 million people took part, but half of them were killed in the battle. British against German, Battle of Somme, that's next thing. So Germans attacking Verdun is Battle of Verdun. 2 million took part, half of them were killed, and the next one is British against German, and that is Battle of Somme. So that in the Battle of Verdun decided the fortunes of the war in favor of Allies. Again, Allies are coming little bit powerful in these battles. So Allies are coming up, and there are France and US. They are superpowers in the Allies group. They are becoming powerful in one or the other. In one battle, either the Central Powers will be succeeded, the other battle Allies will be succeeded. Like that here, Battle of Verdun and Battle of Somme, Allies are being succeeding here. The next one, War in Russian or Eastern Front. Russians defeated Austrians. You all know Russia is the part of Allies and Austrians are the part of Central Powers. So they are defeating, Germans defeated. But who is coming and defeating Russia is Germans. Already Russians, we saw in the previous slide that Russians were not having a well-armed, equipped military forces, and other well-trained soldiers are not there. So they were getting defeated in this battle again. So Tsar's regime in Russia overthrown. Russia signed the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk in 3rd March 1918. So such a treaties and the date and all, it's a very important thing. For the timeline, it's very important, and for the 1 mark basis, it's very important. Please go through it. Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. There Russia is signing the treaty with the German, and Germany became strong when Allies were losing. USA came to the rescue, crushed Germans. So here again what's happening is USA, who is the super powerful in the Allies group, coming for the rescue of the Russias, and they are defeating the Germans. You can see the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, a small picture and the map of the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, where and all which other areas are included in the treaty. for the agreement. The next thing, minor theaters of war in the Middle East. Turkey fought with Central Powers. Now again Turkey is a part of the allies, and he is coming against Central Powers. Whenever they are fighting, allies are coming, one by one they are coming up and they are fighting against the Central Powers. And here Turkey was defeated. Britain attacked Turkey in Iraq. Now what is Britain is doing is, Britain is attacking Iraq in Palestine, in other two places, Constantinople, and everywhere they were going and attacking Turks. Who are the Turks in the places, that is Iraq, Palestine, and another place, Iran. They are attacking them and they try to capture Constantinople. The place called Constantinople. So Britain was targeting for the Constantinople because Constantinople is a very great harbour. So it's a very good thing for the transportation and everything. So brave fight was, he took a brave fight and they attacked and captured the Constantinople. This is the thing. Then in this topic, next topic is in the Far East. China joined allies. Japan captured Kyushu. No war in Far East. Japan threatened China for concessions and privileges. In the cause of the war, we saw that Japan was attacking China for the Manchurian dynasty, for the sake of Manchu. Okay, so that again here, Japan is again targeting China here. So China joined allies, but Japan captured Kyushu. China want to join with Japan because he always want to have a powerful person. But Japan is not doing that. Japan is attacking him. No war in Far East. Japan threatened China for the concessions. Whatever they are doing, Japan is asking for the concessions, and that way Japan is gaining the situation at that time. The next one, in the Balkans, Austro-German army crushed Serbia. Serbia under German rule. Romania joined the allies. Austro-German army went against Serbia, and Serbia was under the German rule, was under the control of Germany. But who is coming is, Romania is coming and newly joining the allies group. Next one is fate of colonies of Germany in Africa. Africa, if you see the previous map in the cause of the war, you can see Africa will be partitioned by each and every powerful countries. Like Germany will be having a small part, USA will be having a small part, everyone will be having a small partition in the Africa. The whole country is not being taken under control by anyone. So here German colonies, there are certain places under Germans and they were controlled as colonies, and these colonies were attacked by allies. So colonies far from Germany. So what is happening is, Germany is very far from Africa, and no seaway or any other way was helping them to reach so quickly. So finally what is happening is, they have to surrender to the allies. That was the situation. So finally Germany was losing there in the African country. Their colonies were under loss. Italy falls to Austria onslaughts. Italy joined allies and were fighting Austrians. So now here Italy is going to join with the allies. Already it's joined the allies and were fighting against Austrians. When Germany came to their help, Italians collapsed. So now what is happening is, Germany is coming for the rescue, and what is happening? Italy came under failure, so it completely collapsed. Then Central Powers victories. Central Powers occupied Belgium and parts of France. So some parts only, they are not able to take control of the whole nation, but instead they are trying to capture at least small areas so that they can take part of the whole nation. So that's their idea and the target. So Central Powers is attacking Belgium and parts of France. Already we know Paris was doomed in the previous slides. So now here parts of France which are the areas which are weaker, they were attacked by the Germans. Now epicenter of struggle, Western Front and the seas. So what they are using is, they are using all the seaways and the Western Front. So all these areas they are using, this is Central Powers are using the seaways. They are trying to have submarines and the ships. They carry the ammunition and the weapons through the seaways. So allies control the sea routes. So now what is happening is, allies understood these and they start controlling the sea routes, and they stop certain areas also. So certain cut off essentials like food supply, certain materials and all were cut off from the sea routes. And what is happening is women and children suffered in Germany and Austria. This was a great loss actually. And finally, Germany got angry, and what he is doing is he is attacking England by air. So they are using poisonous gases and all. So what is like that, Germany started attacking, vice versa. So Austrians, actually the France and the Allies were controlling the sea routes. They were cutting off every supplements and essentials, and that made women and the children to be suffered a great loss. This made Germans very angry, and they started attacking England through airways, and that airways they started pouring the poisonous gases, bombs, etc. So like that, Central Powers got their victory again. Naval battles and America's entry into the war. Now US is entering into the war. In 1960 naval battle of Jutland, British won. Germany started submarine warfare. Already I said they started having they find that seaways are better ways, and it is very easy to carry lot many weapons and many food items, everything from one colony to their nations also. So they started having sea routes. They want to have a stronger sea routes. So Germany started using their technology, they created submarine warfare. So submarine warfare, when the Allies ships are coming, it's very easy if they have their submarine in the sea. If they understood that Allies ships are coming, they can easily attack them, so that will be a great loss to the Allies nations. So that is the main aim. And they can even loot them. Loot them means they can even rob them, and they can use it for their purposes, for their warfare. Like that, Emden bombarded Madras, Lusitania, and American ship was torpedoed. Torpedoed, this is the thing, upside down. They are making the ship to become upside down by German submarine. So when there is a submarine there, they can easily attack like this. And USA President Wilson declared a war against Germany. Again, Germany is getting the angry or the wrath. Wrath means W-R-A-T-H. Wrath of the superpowers from the Allies side, and they started attacking Germany. So America's entry made German submarine nothing. They cannot do anything because America doesn't have any submarine weapons. So what is happening is Germany was really effective in such an attack. So they were really successful also. You can see all the warships, how big they are. They can carry tons of loads in that. Load in the sense, it may be a weapon, it may be a food, or it may be an ammunition. Even slaves are being carried here. Like that, they were able to carry through the sea routes, they were able to carry or transport many things. This is the Emden ship you can see here, and this is the German submarines. Submarines will be under the water. So that is the thing. This picture will give you a clear view for that. So this is the topic about the cause of the war. Hope you would have understood that lesson. Thank you.